Welcome to Card Cave. I'm Tato here. Today, we are doing the Banlist prediction for the December 2021. All right. So today, with me, we have Darren.
Hello.
And Mr. yugiohtcg
Hello.
and Sun Ming. All right. So he's my helper. All right. So we are now doing the prediction Banlist now. So can we start off with our limited list?
Okay, so I think we got quite a few on the limited list, right?
Yep.
Yeah, quite a lot, I think.
I mean, everyone have their own view of which card should get limited or semi-limited or whichever.
Okay, so we're gonna slowly add all the cards that we think are gonna be put on the limited list. Then once we're done with this, we'll discuss each card one by one.
Right. So as you can see, the first card, as a lot of people predict, want to limit the Fusion Destiny. Right. So any opinions on it?
I think this meta, I would say that this meta heavily rely on Fusion Destiny as well as the Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer, because this one card can generate a lot of advantage for players as for disruption as well as draw power.
All right.
Yeah. So you could say in a way, Phoenix Enforcer is better than Dragoon because it comes with the draw 2 from Celestial as well. And what's more, if you compare your Fusion Destiny with your Red Eyes Fusion, Fusion Destiny is an extender. So if you do your entire combo and then you get stopped by too many hand traps, most likely if your opponent ash you halfway through, then you know the Fusion Destiny is most likely going to go through. So it's in a way much better than your Red Eyes Fusion.
Yep. All right. So as you can see, the meta also almost every deck splash into it lah, as can see from it. So everyone really will get limited, but to some of the hero players who might not feel they won't hit lah. I mean, this is more to like support hero, but in a way, vice versatile lah. Right?
Yeah,
So-
basically it's just Enforcer being too good a card right now. Any deck that doesn't draw very heavily and doesn't like mill randomly actually like uses this card. And basically any deck that can has space for that 5 cards, right? Which is your 2 Destiny Hero and 3 Fusion Destiny, will just play this package.
Another point to take note on this Fusion Destiny package, right? It allows the player to link climb. If let's say if they survive that turn, they're able to use the malicious and also the new Destiny Hero. What's it called? Denial, yes. They use the denial and the malicious combo to actually go into a link climb, to actually go into access code talker and OTK the opponent.
Yeah, so if you don't go for the standard package, which is your Dasher and Celestial, you go for the Denier and Malicious, right? It's a free link tree from one card as well. So
Yep. Right. Yeah. Understandable. Yeah. Right. So next, move on. Right. So Red Eyes Dragoon is my personal, opinions lah. It's not. I mean, is whether it will come back.
wish list.
Will it come back is based on Konami whether want to let it to come up, because as you can see from the TCG side, they also got their Phoenix Enforcer and they also have their Dragoon. So it's really based on player to choose which side they want to play lah. This is just a very random wish list also lah.
I think this is probably not coming back. Honestly, I feel.
It's okay. I'm fine with it. It's just a prediction.
Yeah, I understand. It's like a personal wish list thing, but it's like too many Enforcer Dragoon things flying around. A bit difficult to play the game.
Yep.
Right. So
maybe Tato predicted Dragoon is because of the support of the new branded fusion.
The new branded fusion can technically summon this guy.
Partly is also branded fusion, and also the because of the main booster box from the Battle of Chaos. Alright, they do have support cards for it. Alright, so this is just a assumption and just a prediction. So this is not a very accurate lah. But even though I just put there as there will still be a little bit of chance lah. Maybe it's 0.001. That's all.
Yeah, don't worry. Everyone got a wish list. I also want Mashiro to come back.
A point to take note that recently TCG reprinted Dragoon in Prismatic Secret Rare. So who knows? OCG might follow. Don't know. We will not know.
I think you're just trying to justify the Dragoon that's sitting inside your cupboard right now, right?
Mine is only ultra rare. Don't need to justify too much.
Okay. Now we move on to the next one now, which is like I think might downright just be the saltiest card in Yu-Gi-Oh right now.
This floodgate I feel stay too long already. Last time it used to hit lah. I mean because of this floodgate, but I feel skill drain should go down to 1 back. I mean this is also depend on the meta itself lah and the environment itself. Also, this
TCG has it at 1 as well, right?
Yeah. So why not?
Honestly, I feel like it's not that bad of a card because of how many Brave Engines there is floating around right now. So Brave Engine is basically just a free out to this card also. So it depends on how you see it, but I don't feel like it's a problem.
Yeah, I mean it's really random. I mean, just my prediction. Anything can go.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, maybe they don't want Konami don't want more Elixir player to surface, so maybe they might hit skill drain and let the Elixir player convert to other form, or maybe promote the new Elbas strike, which is just came out recently.
But Elixir best deck.
Yep. All right. So next we move on to Meltdown. So why I thought of it is because of the Brave Fusion also, and because of the Evoke deck is everything about Fusion itself. So
I feel because like there's too much like Fusion archetype going around, then eventually somehow Eliester will get mixed into the thing also.
Yes. Actually, people is really trying with Evoke with Brandish Fusion already, so I won't be surprised to see that surface to be the meta.
It's actually workable using the branded Fusion to summon out the new what's the Kali Yuga, right? The what's called Kaliga?
Yeah, the Kaliga.
Yes, the Invoke Kaliga with the dark version. Yes.
Thing no interaction with your fusion spells and upon fusion summon seems a bit too good, right?
Yep.
So this is really purely I mean this is just random thoughts because now it's suddenly convert to a fusion meta environment or something like that.
Okay, makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, so next card is based purely on the fact that this new deck is like currently sprinting in Japan, right? Which is the new Worm Synchro Brave deck.
Any Brave.
The Despia. The Despia.
Any Brave deck.
Also. Yep.
Because now basically they play Worm Engine Synchro, which is your 3 different worms. Tian Yi, Xiang Jian, and your Yang Xing, and then they run the very standard like how to get to Yang Xing package, which is Fiber, Orodon, and this card is probably the main problem of the entire deck, like because it's not like a real brick, because if you resolve the whole Orodon package and you draw multiple of these, is actually fine because you can banish one from grave to summon and one from your hand.
Yep, correct.
So you might say this is like the best card in the single deck package, or
yes, it will help. It will help you to do the synchro package like lah.
Yeah. Alright. You don't ever mind drawing this card, I guess.
Yeah lah. I mean, if it limited to 1, then you won't want to draw it into your hand because you want to use the Arodon effect to SP out. So
if it's limited, there's a chance that if opponent draws it, he cannot do the Yang Xing combo, right?
Yep.
But still a bit too harsh to limit, in my opinion, because the whole Yang Xing like package thing is very vulnerable to hand traps. Like there are a lot of openings. Fiber, Orodon, which both eat like Imperm and Ash.
Yep.
But then, having to say that if you limit Olion, maybe let's say if you draw into the Olion, you might not continue the Mega Phantom Beast, the Beast Aurodon combo, because you need to special summon Mega Phantom Beast, so you have to play another Mega Phantom Beast instead of Lion.
Oh, if you draw into Aurodon and Aurodon is limited, if I'm not wrong, the correct play is you need to SP a Tian E.
No. What I meant is you draw into Lion. You draw into Lion. Yes.
You draw into Lion, right? You won't do the Aurodon stuff already. You will just SP a Tian E, then you will normal your Lion, right? You make fiber, and then you will summon another level 2 tuner, which typically what they would summon nowadays is Plague Spreader. I saw a list recently which they run Plague Spreader, and then your Plague Spreader zombie and your Lion token would make the Tenglong for you to continue.
Yeah, so the replacement for it will be the Plague Spreader zombie will be the best choice lah. If Lion hit to limit.
Yeah, because you already play Jet in the deck, so
Yep. So alright. So next we move on to the Pancake Mania.
Oh, this is something that we cover in the previous band list as well, right? Things will be limited.
I think Pancake has been staying in the meta for quite some time already, and being a one-card combo together with the Brave token, I think that Konami should do something to Pancakes.
Yeah. But generally the January list, right? Like January lists don't hit that harshly. Usually it's more of like April list that has a very huge amount of bans, right?
Yeah, because they need to change the environment for the meta.
Yeah.
We're just making a point that this deck stays for quite some time already in the meta. But floating here and there might not be always top. But maybe once in a while you'll see them topping.
Yeah.
It's a 15 starter deck. Basically it's if you go first you have you don't really need to think how to play our deck.
Yeah.
So unless you really break and do no tomorrow, you probably can still do a good few.
And this type of deck also able to break the board because they can afford to main a kaiju, main forbidden droplet, etc. to break the board before they start to bait out all the hand traps or negation and to do their one card combo.
Yeah, they got too many one card starters. And the archetype not really that affected by all the fog blades and stuff, right?
Yep. So alright. So let's move on to Cyber Angel Ben 10.
Yeah, another thing that Drytron has been staying in the meta for quite some time. Maybe Konami will want to hit Ben 10 because Drytron, having said that, is quite a very strong combo deck. Actually, it's a very quite underrated in maybe say Singapore. Very seldom we'll seldom see people playing Drytron, but I mean Drytron itself, the potential is very, very strong. Go first or go second, it can do a lot of maybe negation or breaking the board or even baiting out certain hand traps or negation, I would say.
I will say this Cyber Angel Ben 10 is just to keep in check on this meta environment. See, is it still a threat to this meta environment? Then we just keep in track so that this Drytron deck will still is it able to still playable in this meta, right? I mean, is this what you mean?
Yeah, because having 4 negation, at least a 4 negation with the Herald of Perfection is not a joke to play with. To play against. Yeah, sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
But like I think similarly to all the very combo heavy decks, this is kind of like almost a glass cannon deck if you think about it.
Yep.
So I have some opinions on whether this will get limited or not, but I do agree with you all to a certain extent that this card is not like in the deck it's not very balanced, but
searchable by pre-prep. Preparations. Sorry.
Your normal prep. That
the normal prep.
There's a lot of ways to filter cards inside the deck. But
yes.
The archetype by itself is very glass cannon. So
All right. This is just to keep in check for Drytron side. Like, that's all lah. I mean, in case of anything happens, right? So next we move on the Phantom Knight. All right, the Taunt skill. I think the Phantom Knight has been dominating the meta environment in OCG. Right, so this is we're predicting that we will try to limit the taunt skill, right? So to reduce the consistency of it. Is it true?
I think that for this meta, for this card itself, can generate a lot of advantage. Firstly, it can discard the whichever those Phantom Knights that you're not supposed to be on your hand, like those cloak or even the boots, to actually foolish barrel another Phantom Knight into the graveyard and generate more card advantage in the graveyard. Actually, is something to be mentioned with.
Right.
I agree with what you say. It's the main combo card of the most popular deck right now. So yeah, deserves the hit.
And also you're able to revive yourself when the Phantom card is banished in the graveyard. So it's generated additional board presence. Can go into link, can go into exceed, etc.
It's another extender from grave lah. I mean, basically.
Yes.
The deck by itself right now is too good, mainly because of the fact that there's always a second board for this deck because how good this deck recycles all of his resources. And on top of that, right, this deck is like one of the few decks right now in the format, right, where there is front row and back row threats. So generally why PK is so dominant right now is because there is like no one particular card that's really, really good when you side against them. Even if you side something like a Lancia, right, then they'll just make a normal board. So they'll maybe have like I don't know, if the hand is good, they'll have Griffin negate with Brave Token and Enforcer. If their hand is bad, the minimum they still have that Enforcer. So really a problem. So the deck is like not 100% die to any single one hand trap or side deck card.
Hashtag struggling better.
I mean, you see, struggling, they still don't feel that bad about it because if you go into battle phase and they're Enforcer, they might destroy their own Fog Blade and stuff in response to your struggling meta, and then they keep one Fog Blade or they keep the Bardish. Then next turn, they still have the entire graveyard that's full of like Phantom Knights. They can make their Borrow Sword, they can make Access Code Talker, they clear your board and OTK. So how good the deck is mainly because of like their second board and not necessarily their first board. So their first board is typically Bardish, Double, Fog Blade, and Enforcer, right? Which is like basically one front row threat, two back row threat, but it's the second turn when they can push out a lot of like clearing your back rows, clear through your monsters, and OTK you.
Correct.
Yep. All right. So basically, this is why Phantom Knight is the most dominating in the OCG meta environment itself, right? So next, we move on to the EM Patch Fire. Is it
Patch Fire? Yeah. I think Performer Pair plus. Was it Performer Pair?
Yeah, it's a Performer. It's an EM lah.
Yeah. Performer Pair. I think maybe this is one of the wish lists for all Pendulum players. I think I understand that research. The upcoming Fusion Strike. Was it Fusion Strike? Was it Dimension Fusion?
Dimension Force, if I'm not wrong.
Dimension Force. Sorry, let me give it a check. Dimension.
If I'm not wrong, it's a DIFO.
Yes, Dimension Force. Yeah, this booster actually gives Pendulum quite a number of support, as well as new All Eyes and Performer Bell cards. Yep. So maybe because I understand that this card is one of the fastest cards that go inside into the ban list. Was it 5 months or 6 months?
Yeah, this is the most fastest to hit to the ban list itself.
It is Dimension Force, it's Dimensions of Chaos, but close enough, guys.
It's not Dimension of Chaos. Maybe you see, there's a similarity of Dimension of Chaos and Dimension Force. So
Dimension of Chaos. But this card is in a way. Would y'all agree that it's actually quite balanced nowadays?
I think Pendulum, the fact that you cannot Pendulum out 5, I think is quite balanced really for.
The whole point of the Flash Fire combo last time was
Yeah, extra deck.
You filter until your extra deck tick and you make all your exceeds and stuff, then you can still pen like 3 or 4, right?
Yes.
But maybe this card, I don't know, would come back in a way. I don't know. I think for one, Pingguo or Jonas doesn't mind this card coming back. Because, So shout out to Jonas who abandoned us today.
Yeah, the Red Rabbit.
SG best Pendulum player.
Hey, that's Delconi, okay.
Oh shit.
So never mind. Okay, so
best Pendulum player is and will forever be Delconi.
Later you come inside your channel.
Okay.
So never mind. It's okay. So this is the limited list for the prediction. Alright. So next we move on to the semi-limit. Right. So the semi-limit, the first one is the Draco Slayer Pendulum. Right. So, Jia.
Yep. The reason why I say that this might be semi-limited, like what I previously mentioned for Plus Fire, supports of pendulums are coming, and I think Luster's pendulum is not not that strong. Like what we previously mentioned is the reason why last time they play pendulum Luster pendulum together with the Plus Fire is to flood your extra deck, so that your extra deck will be full of Draco Slayers and also those Performer Bell. So you can pendulum 5 monsters out and go into your rank 4 and your other stuff place. So for now, I think Luster Pendulum coming at 2 might be a good support that maybe Konami want to push players to try it out, pendulums for the next set.
Yeah, when Dimension Force comes out, right?
Dimension Force, yes.
New...
And this is also from DOCS, right? Or CORE? This card?
CORE.
Oh, CORE, okay.
Yeah, so Dimension Force puts a lot of EMs that when destroyed or when searched, I remember like there's the new guy and girl pair that's like has a lot of synergy together. So this might be a card that is good support for them.
Yeah, and not saying that the quick play spell for the Draco Slayer is also at 3 now. Am I right?
Face off, right? Face off.
Face off. Draco face off. Yeah, sorry. Draco face off. Correct. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like if you think about it, it's just an additional copy because you already. Technically, in this deck, in all Pendulum deck, you can run 4 copy of Luster Pendulum because you run 3 Duelist Alliance. So it's just one additional copy in this case.
Okay.
So move on to the next card.
Sanguine.
Okay, so next card is my semi-limit pick, which is Elixir of Sanguine. So I think we discussed this also the same reason why I want to semi-limit this since I've been calling for this card to be semi-limited for a very long time, but basically the Eldritch engine is this card gets most likely after you spawn your Golden Lord, this card gets you Conquistador, and then Conquistador gets you another one of these, and then this gets you another Conquistador or Hakero. So cards that A to B to A to B, like the old Tri-Brigade like stuff.
Yeah.
Typically it's not that balanced, and especially none of them can get ashed. So yeah, it's a card that I've been calling for a while already, but hopefully, we'll get semi-limit soon.
Yeah, this is more also to keep in check on the Eldritch side, because even though Eldritch has been slowly climbing up, as you can see, now the Eldritch deck has been playing with a lot of floodgates like Golden Match, Rivalry Warlords, and also they can only be one, right?
The base of an Eldritch deck is just you put as many floodgates as possible, and then you put Eldritch set, and then whatever is left, right, you put all the good stuff.
Yeah. So this is to keep in check, right? So next, the Galatea is more to, I would say, to my wish list to make Orcus playable back, right? Even though now it's still playable, but it's still unable to keep up the meta speed as for now. This is what I see from it lah. So this is also personal really wish list for it. So see you guys. What's your opinion on it?
I think Orcus is at a very good spot already. If you put this back to 2, a bit too much leeway for the deck. But I think how much PK is flying around. PK is basically a better version of Orcus nowadays. So This might happen, honestly. You know,
because you say that because now a lot of the Orcus cards has been placed into limit.
Yeah.
I mean,
anytime you want to play PK nowadays and anytime you want to play Orcus nowadays is better to just play Phantom Knights, right?
And because Phantom Knight can banish itself and search for cards.
Yeah, like Phantom Knight gives you the hand advantage. Then Phantom Knight also allows you to run the whole Brave package because if you play Orcus, right, there's no way that you can play the Brave package because all your starters are normal summon monsters.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah, so this is really a bit. I mean, more to personal, but still okay. Will it come out? Will it come out is another thing. Is really based on Konami decision, so I can't really say much on it lah. All right. So next, we'll move on to our unlimited list now. All right. So the first one is the Memory of Hope, if I'm not wrong.
I think everybody agree that these Memories of Hope okay to unlimit, right?
Yeah,
it's not making any impact in the meta.
What's it gonna do? Like, is Numeron gonna come and kill us? No.
Yep.
I mean, once in a while you will see during the remote duel you will see Numeron, but not that often, I would say.
Yeah. I would say because in this meta, Numeron are unable to keep up.
The deck is just way too bad right now because of like Elixir destroys the deck in a way. If you don't see reboot, you don't see Twin Twister, you basically lose. And then the worst of the lot is like if you don't draw any kaijus and your opponent has Enforcer, your field card will never resolve.
Yes, correct.
There's like the worst feeling, like the absolute worst feeling on earth is when opponent has that Enforcer and you have nothing to do against it. You know, you paste the field card, you tell him, I want to activate field card, and then he goes Enforcer effect.
And just simply just -1 from there onwards.
Yeah, the deck just it basically like the deck didn't get worse because nothing in the deck got hit. It's just that the deck got outpaced by everything, power creep by everything in the format right now.
Yeah.
I mean, if there was still the whole the whole what's that monster that they used to play, the 3 number monsters guy?
The Zexer Utopia?
Zexer.
If Zexer was still a card, maybe the deck, like the engine would still be good, but now there's no reason to justify why you want to play Numerons as a deck.
Yep, true. So I think this is agreeable for everyone. I mean,
I think across the board, this card should be unlimited.
Yeah.
Okay. So all right. So next, Performer Bell, Joker. Right. So this is more also to the Pendulum, right?
Yep, Pendulum. I think now we also don't see that.
We're helping Jonas put a lot of stuff on his wishlist here.
Yeah, I think this is. I think to be honest, if Joker back at 3, it's also won't affect that much because like this for Magician itself, this deck you only normal summon once. It just increase the consistency of you searching into Iris or even Wisdom Eye.
Honestly, if you gave me 10 Skullcrobat Jokers, the deck still wouldn't make a difference.
Because you still can only resolve one Skullcrobat per turn.
Yeah.
even
how bad the normal summon is in Pendulum decks. There's only one target, which is this card. If you're summoning anything else, you're probably playing the deck wrongly.
Yeah, because the main key card is to summon the Performer Well Joker, right? From most of the Pendulum decks itself, right?
Yeah, the whole point of the Skullcrobat Joker is also not to summon it early, is to search it off of your Pendulum Sock, right? And then you normal summon it. So honestly, even if you have 10 copies of this card in the deck, it wouldn't make a difference.
But then having said that, this Joker is very good for maybe baiting out certain cards. Like because you can normal summon and you can search for your Violet Magician, Purple Violet Magician, and you can scale your Purple Violet Magician and go into battle phase. And
okay, if you think about it this way, right, it was way better when Keyboard was actually a card as well, like Monkey Board. Because when you have the Skullcrobat Joker, right, it basically gives you free 2-side scale. But now, no matter what, if you Skullcrobat Joker, you only get one side.
One side.
It's just a solid 1-for-1 card, and not like last time where you get Keyboard, you get 2 scales, then you Pendulum Summon, then your Laser Draw get gets you the 1 card back. So
yes,
that's way more than 1 card. But now it's like without all the extra like very very star spangled game cards, this card is quite balanced, honestly.
Alright. So I think the Pendulum, nothing much to say already. It's quite straightforward.
Yep.
Right. So we move on, right? So that grass looks greener, right, Mr. E?
Okay, I think this is my personal hope. It's just secretly hoping that. But I highly doubt that grass is greener will be coming back at 3. But having said, because nowadays we have seen decks, this is the reason why I say that it might be limited, because I've been seeing very seldom decks playing the grass is limit only for certain decks such as Shadows and also and maybe 60 Elixir, which is I think quite a rare sight for them to appear in a meta game.
Be it for 60 Elixir or 60 Shadow type of deck that need the milling and the graveyard power to farm. So this is the card that will help you mills lah.
Yep. So but I think that this might not be come back, but I'm just secretly hoping that this card will come back to 3.
Yep, just let Kurami do the decision. All right, so there are no objection, right? I mean, this is really.
I mean, I'm a 60 card player also, so I don't mind coming back at 3.
Yeah,
I think the same as JJ, we know deep down that this card will never ever come back to 3.
Just hoping that one day my Karma can come back at 3 also.
Maybe when your grandchildren play this card game, then they'll have it at 3. But by that time, when grass is greener at 3, then every single card in the game is at 4, so it will still be the same.
Yeah. Alright, so next move on to Redame. Alright, so the Redame is Irata. So I mean this card can come back to 3, and Dragon is also not inside the meta as well. So
this is the biggest example of what Fallen from Grace looks like. Like that fell from Grace. Yeah. From once a scary card to now, if you look at the card and your opponent's playing this, you're probably
laugh. Probably laugh.
Oh, this guy free win.
You probably check with your opponent. You sure you know that this card is Irata, right?
Yeah.
Hey bro, you sure you playing the correct one or not? You sure you're not playing the normal red eyes or not? If you're playing the normal red eyes no effect one, maybe I can still think that you're using it to summon Dragoon, but you use this one a bit sus.
So this is from our prediction from semi to unlimited lah. So it doesn't really affect the meta.
Yeah, I think the last time we predicted it to be unlimited, but it hit semi instead of unlimited, right? So this time we're going all the way, boys. It's going to be unlimited.
Yeah, so it's okay, alright. Anyway, it's already errata, so it doesn't really.
The errata completely killed the card. Like completely unplayable card.
Yep,
correct. So next, the fire formation tanky.
Last card. This is my wish list. I want this card back at 3.
Just get I
just want to be able to more consistently get Zodiac so that I can Zeus people going second. Yeah. But this card basically Tri Brigade no longer like a top few deck in the meta, so this card honestly is not that bad at 3. And I got like 3 copies of Super Rare, so I feel like I should be using them soon.
Okay, so
pass me the Super Rare.
I think about it. Isn't my rare one?
Yeah, I am taking rare one.
Okay.
Alright, so for me, right, I think fire formation tanky come back to 3 is also fine with me, because I feel they still got some other decks for Beast Warrior type. Like the what's the team called that I used to play, the Senka.
I mean,
right?
isn't Tri Brigade getting some support, or not really Tri Brigade?
Yeah.
Like, the Elbas
is Elbas.
Is it Beast Warrior as well? If it's Beast Warrior, my tanky might come back to 3. So
bro, you don't play that. You don't play that in I mean, Tri Brigade deck, bro.
They tell you it's a Tri Brigade card, but we all know it's an Elbas card. So
yeah, I mean,
really bad.
Alright, so this is almost our prediction Banlist for itself. So anything more things to add on?
I think we should discuss the the elephant in the room, which is why we don't think that Verte Anaconda is going to get banned.
Yes, Verte Anaconda.
Yeah, that's the biggest question. Why is Verte Anaconda not on this list? Why is the ban spot completely empty? Why did Verte Anaconda not make the cut?
Why? My prediction, I think maybe next year Konami trying to reprint this Verte Anaconda to push sales, and also because of the keyword fusion. So as long as got fusion, every deck can use.
Yeah, I mean, like it's funny how like none of us predicted this to even touch the list. So it's fine. Like it's typically one of us will have it on the list, but this time all of us agree across the board that Verte is not gonna get banned. I think it's mainly because of the Elbas deck that's coming out. It's kind of like support for the Elbas deck also. So
because of the new branded fusion coming up, recently released in Japan. So if they want to ban this Verte, right, people might think that maybe Elbas is not not strong enough or what. Then they
are not incentivized to buy.
Correct.
To try the deck. So in our combined opinion, I think none of us.
Also, another thing to take note that I heard that recently LVP3 got reprinted. So if Konami were to reprint LVP3, I don't think they will hit Verte Anaconda.
Oh,
this
is
personal
if they bamboozle you, they print more, print then once you buy it, ban.
Konami don't ban me. I bring you, okay?
So it's trying to push sales and everything itself.
Yeah, but funny to say that Japan, I see some shops in Japan start to sell Verte Anaconda at 1,900 yen for ultra rare. So
buy it. I think you can buy it. You can buy that. You can at least play for 3 months. Then when you get banned in April, you don't feel so bad.
Just like the time where a lot of players think that Dragoon will be banned in the ban list, but which they all of them decided to sell their Dragoon, which you see, you can see 500 to 600 yen ultra rare Dragoon floating in the shop. But in the end, Dragoon didn't get hit. So maybe this will repeat itself.
So this is what I can say is a Konami marketing strategy.
Based on the past trends that if we will predict that what Konami will do.
Yep.
Okay, so another thing I think we might want to touch on is also why none of the Brave package cards is on this list. So mainly Aquamancer and your Rights of Aramesia.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So why do you all think these 2 cards as well did not make the cut?
Firstly, I think that this Right of Aramesia and Aquamancer just released. If I'm not wrong, it's released on the nearing to the end of the August. So which haven't hit the 6-month mark yet. So based on what Konami,
haven't you hit your usage quota yet, right?
Yes, yeah. So if let's say they were to hit, right, my feeling that it might hit into a semi, but it will not completely stop the engine.
True.
Yep.
Agree.
I think if Aquamancer stop at semi, it's still a playable engine. It's just minus 1 card away only.
You need to make sure the card feel very comfortable inside the sleeve first, right? Then can hit the card.
Yeah, no, I think there is always this protection period. If this card is still less than 6 months, got chance that it's still under the protection of Konami.
Yeah, players don't feel like it's value for money yet, right? The card.
Yes.
Too fresh a card already. Need to
so
wait
from January onwards, right, if you have this right, faster sell, okay? Maybe the April ban list they will start to limit or ban. I don't know. I'm not so sure.
But if y'all feel like y'all got too many copy, y'all can PM me. I buy cheap, okay? Don't worry.
Don't whichever that he buy, I offer $1 higher.
Okay. I'm sorry. I will do better.
I mean, for Aquamancer and Rise is really like what Jia said. So JJ say is a protection because is really 6 months and it's at least like better than Pushfire that time after release. Then after that I think haven't hit the protection. After haven't reached the protection month, then you clearly hit to ban list already. So
one of the exceptions, or basically like
So for the Aquamancer and the Rights, if you both cards semi limited, is still fine with it. I mean, it's still playable, but he might lose the
you all have
consistency of it.
the feeling like the two of them are gonna end up like cross out and normal designator where they take turns to go in to be semi-limited.
I feel if they want to hit, then you might hit Aquamancer first, then slowly hit the spell.
Yeah, I think Aquamancer in graveyard generate is the one that actually searches the right armies here. So you also provide a special summon, additional special summon when you control the Brave token.
But
so
the
it
right,
gives you extended.
But the rights is stronger than the Aquamancer.
Yeah, but Aquamancer gives you the rights.
Yeah, but your Aquamancer can be ashed, but your rights can't be ashed.
Yep.
Yeah, but Aquamancer can let you have an additional body to do your exit play or your other play.
The whole concept is like Aquamancer can be Ash Blossom, but your rights can't be Ash Blossom. So I still feel that maybe the rights will go in before the Aquamancer. I have the opposite thinking.
Okay. Understand. It really depends on how people think of it lah.
Yeah. Also, another point I'd like to mention that I think because of this Brave token deck, it has boosted quite a certain number of decks back into the not same meta, but it's still make it a playable. Like Virtual, they also incorporate in this Brave token package to summon out your Baroness using the Griffon together with your Lulu
It's a very not a typical way of using the Aramesia package, right? Which is instead of like using it as protection, they use it as synchro material or it's quite different now, but it's an interesting way of playing the package.
Yeah, so I think that because of this package, it allows certain decks to actually be more playable. So I think Konami might give it a chance. Might not hit this on this.
We also have to mention the two major winners of this deck, which is obviously your Prank Kids and your Phantom Knights.
Yep.
Before this package come out, these were like tier 2, tier 1.5 decks, just hovering around the rogue section of the deck, like of the tier list. But once like the whole Brave package came out and became more and more popular, they just float to tier 1. It was way too good for them.
Yep. Right, so I think that's all. Any more to add on?
I think that concludes our discussion for today.
All right. Yep. So this is the end of our prediction Banlist for the December 2021. All right. So hope you guys like this video, share and subscribe to our channel. All right. So with this, we will sign off. I'm Tato here.
I'm JJ.
Hey, wait, I say first lah, oi.
Oi.
Oh, you owe me some more, okay.
you say.
Oh, I'm Darren.
I'm JJ.
Alright. See you in the next prediction Banlist. Alright. Bye.
Bye.
See y'all during March.